Yeah. So I don't know. It's about 2 weeks ago. I was at a meeting, and the leader of this meeting approached me usually when I have a dream and Dana's president, it's not that it represents Dana. She represents the Father, right? And so in this actual meeting, she has to leave, and he approaches me and he offers me a place to release my area of expertise, my voice, right? And I thought, well, that's unusual. And I had a conversation with her afterwards, and I was like, is this to pluck me up? What is this about? Right? It just felt wrong. And then I get an email last night, and it was an invitation to do a thing, and it just set wrong with me. And I just began to pray about it, and I had a dream about it before I had an opportunity to talk to her. And in the dream, I'm telling you this because it's subtle. And if you're willing to submit to the heart of the Father, then that subtleness won't overtake you. Do you understand what we're talking about? Things plucking you up. It's the month of Leviathan, not being plucked up by the things that are trying to ensnare you. And so in this dream, I go to her and I'm like, did you get this email? Right? And she's on the city square, which is the very heart of our city. This is where everything functions from. That's where a place of authority. This is where we were established as a city. And she says, no, I've got to do this thing. And so I sit and I wait. In my dream, I just sit and I wait. Why? Because she represents the heart of the Father to me. And I'm not going to move unless the heart of the Father says to go and do something. It doesn't matter if somebody says, hey, I have a voice for you. I have a place for you to release your voice. Or I have a place for you to have a platform. I want to stroke your pride because there's an ego thing that's not been sacrificed on the inside of you yet, right? And this is what's been happening the last 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, I'm out running this morning. I'm like, God, I need to know how to address this. And he said, you're going to address it. And you need to tell Dana that at some point you need to address this thing because it's a spirit of division that comes, and it's a spirit of subtlety. And all of a sudden, that person that you're in covenant with, you don't like looking at their face, and you can't find a place of compassion for them. You can't minister to them. And it's a subtle thing. You've once had a place of love for them, right? And it comes in an opportunity. It comes from opportunity. And you have to have the heart of the Father to know, God, am I being moved by your heart or am I being moved by opportunity? And it's a spirit that is resting over this city. I'm not saying it's not over the nation, but it's so subtle that it comes to pluck you up from where you're supposed to be. It comes to distort the voice of the Father, so you begin to turn your heart against those who are supposed to govern over you. You remove that heart of sonship from those that you know watch over you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it's over our city. And so I speak to that thing right now and I say, you have been put on notice. There's no longer a spirit of division. It's not just a religious spirit. It is made up of a multitude of different things. And I speak to it. And I say, you will no longer have access to the people of God. There is a shrewdness that is coming on each and every one of them. They will no longer be plucked up where they're not supposed to be. And I say, you stay grounded and you stay put, God. I thank you that in worship, in a spirit of worship and praise is how we begin to bridge that gap. And it is only through a posture of worship that we will begin to pull those divides together. That political spirit, that racism, that antichrist spirit, everything that comes as the body of Christ. And I say, no more.